Hello, this is the screencast for the two reader responses that we'll be doing for Unit 3, Persuasive Writing and Research. We'll do the same essay altogether for reader response number 5. So this is an essay by Terry Pratchett. If you're a fan of science fiction and fantasy literature, Pratchett is actually the second best-selling English author behind J.K. Rowling, at least in the 20th and 21st century. So Pratchett has a rather interesting article here. This is an argument. As it says there, as you read, consider how he builds his ethos, his pathos, and his logos. Once you've read the article and hopefully marked it up, answer these few questions here. What is his primary argument? What evidence does he use to support his points? Evaluate his argument and supporting evidence. Do they work effectively together? Why or why not? Number 4, beyond argumentative writing, identify and analyze the section where the author uses another text structure, such as narrative, compare, contrast, cause and effect, definition, or problem solution, effectively in this essay. Number 5, connect this essay to your own experience or thinking. This reminds me of blank because whatever you'd like to add to that. And finally, if you could build from the author's points and write further on this topic, what would you do? This is essentially a set of questions that we should be asking ourselves anytime we read any sort of research or other article for an academic class. The 6 questions can be answered separately. You do not need to put them all into one paragraph. You can just do number 1, answer it, number 2, answer it, and so on. Make sure that you are using complete sentences in your responses. As a warning, looking ahead to this, Pratchett's article was a speech that was given by him February 1st, 2010, at what was called the Richard Dimbleby Lecture. The warning on this is that he talks about being himself having a terminal illness. In this case, he had a form of Alzheimer's. Pratchett later on died from the disease, but he gave this speech, I believe it was 5 years prior to his death, in response to some of the questions that were already happening. Any further points on that would start to spoil it. But be warned, this is talking about terminal illness and the decisions that people with terminal illness may want to make. That's response number 5. Response number 6 essentially asks you to look at these same 6 questions that we just looked at earlier. And at the top here, your textbook has many excellent examples of persuasive writing in pages 631 to 870. So pick one of those. Based on the short description provided, there are many excellent essays in the section. However, I would recommend one of these following essays. Pick one of those and then answer those same 6 questions that we discussed earlier. Again, you can write all of your responses separately. They don't have to be a full paragraph, but you do need to use complete sentences. Let me know if you have any questions, and make sure that those are handed in on time.